came to OCC in 2017, I made the proposal that we add race and anti-discrimination as a focus area for our organization. It was missing, and it was absolutely something that the faith community needed to be talking about. And so the board passed that in 2017, but it was a long journey to get to the point of no hate in the heartland. And a lot of that journey had to do with me. I felt ill-equipped to write a theological statement on race and discrimination as a white female. It's hard to get yourself into that lens from a position of privilege.
Anytime we're talking about eradicating hate from any place, any lifestyle, any community, it's important to understand the roles that we as individuals play and the roles that perhaps our mostly white faith communities play. The systemic racism that we all live with, whether it affects us or not, is primary in keeping people in poverty and keeping people from financial independence. You might think, well, what's a white privileged class going to do to help the systemic racism? It starts the conversation, and it might make your neighbor who isn't aware that up until recently, certain people couldn't get bank loans or women couldn't get credit cards in their own name. You know, all of these things, people don't think about the generational wealth that they have that other people haven't had the opportunity to have.
Hi, my name is Haris. I'm the Imam of the Islamic Society of Norman.
And the central feature of our sanctuary is the Ark, which houses our Torah scrolls.
You use the short for Unitarian Universalists. We have people of all different beliefs.
So it would actually help you to get to know a Muslim and ask them a lot of questions.
Yeah, this is your first time stepping out of your comfort zone. Don't let it be your last. Make sure that you take advantage of future interfaith tours. The Oklahoma Conference of Churches Religions United Committee is part of spreading interfaith dialogue and understanding throughout the city and the state of Oklahoma. It is one of the premier facets of the Oklahoma Conference of Churches in establishing an understanding of what it means to be a state with diverse religions, faiths, and cultural backgrounds.
The Muslim community has been demonized and dehumanized due to many things that were happening in the community. And the Oklahoma Conference of Churches decided to add an interfaith component to their organization to honor the first person, and that first person happened to be me. I am the first recipient of the Interfaith Award from the Oklahoma Conference of Churches, their first interfaith award. It's really fascinating when you rub elbows with other people of different faith, different ethnicity, different race, that how similar we are as human beings. So those programs, they are moving little by little towards a very noble cause, and that is to bring people together. But discrimination and hate are still in our state, and I'm very ecstatically happy that the Oklahoma Conference of Churches partner with us to give us a voice. Giving a voice to the voiceless when you're a minority religion is empowering.
14-week leader schedule.
Well, Strengthening Family Programs, that's SFP, is a program that literally is evidence-based practices of success on how to strengthen families. So we bring in families and their children. I mean, that's the beautiful thing, their parents and the children. And we train them on the skills at their own age-appropriate levels to be able to help them get stronger together in their own relationships.
We found for our families, where initially they were like, this isn't how I grew up, to where now they're going, there is another way. And that's the only thing we're wanting to do, is just show another way and then show the benefits of the other way. It's a great program for all families.
Well, we're about family here. And if you want to have a strong community, it starts with having strong families. And too many times, families are struggling, but they're still being asked to do community work. And so if we want the community work to be successful, if we want it to be impactful, then I think first we have to start with how do we strengthen the family unit so that they can then be the best versions of themselves, which then allows our community to be the best version of itself. If we can strengthen the families here, we definitely can make Oklahoma City a better place for all of us.
A major issue that we wanted to focus on recently is domestic violence, because that's really been on the rise since the start of the pandemic. So we developed a web series to help educate faith leaders and other community members.
When we talk about the power and control wheel, it helps us identify those types of violence in the context of domestic violence.
On topics such as how to listen well when somebody discloses abuse, what's helpful and what's not helpful to hear from clergy when you're in that situation, how faith communities can partner with local service providers, and also how to foster a culture where personal autonomy and consent are normalized. So we hope that this series can just continue throughout the years to spark discussion and meaningful action.
Oklahoma Conference of Churches was given the opportunity to educate the faith community as it relates to opioids and stimulus use. So we put together an online opioid conference. And I think one of the most powerful things about that particular conference was the personal testimony of those inside of the faith community who had come through this very difficult journey, but were really able to provide a sense of hope for anyone struggling with opioids or substance abuse, to take that stigma away and just to say that we all could be a victim to this, and the conference seeks to do that.
During the advocacy work around Julius Jones and getting him off of death row, which has been a monumental effort, there was a group of people just in the Capitol singing and sitting in the rotunda singing, and the acoustics of the rotunda and the music and the holiness and everybody's hearts coming together for the saving of a life. You just had to touch the ground of that rotunda and feel the vibration of the humanity. And I'm ordained clergy, and that was one of the holiest moments I had all year.
We are to love our brothers and sisters just as we hope they would love us.
Of the faith walk together, but we can walk with each other and respect each other.
You are valued.
We are all in this together.
The foundation is not about division, it's about unification.
We are on the right track.
Church is a person, a people, a community, a heart, a mind, a soul. That is the very thing that we are trying to bring into this beautiful state.